I've not seen this cover on any lathe before, but the thing is, you can't get it any closer to the other guard. So you know, unless you're machining stuff that's at least 3 inches long, you're buggered. Bloody stupid. Something odd with the speed control. I think Hugh mentioned this might be a known issue, but you know, this is all the way down. It's supposed to be off, and clearly it's still rotating but showing 0 RPM, and that doesn't seem to make much difference till there. It's still showing no RPM, but it's revolving faster. And then it starts to read, and there's some funny, horrible noises. I'm sure, I hope that's just belt tension. It seems very, very tight. So it reads correct up to the maximum for B. It's just that you can't turn it off, and when you do stop it, it actually takes a while to stop. If you stop it when it's doing something a little more energetic, it stops quicker. Sounds like a capacitor issue. As for the DRO scale being on this side, as you can see, you cannot get to any of the adjustments for the gib or the carriage lock unless you take the scale off. Also, underneath there is the carriage lock, which is going to be bloody hard to get to. Whereas on this side, there's nothing. The other benefit of putting it on that side is, of course, this is designed to be able to go all the way up there, so you've lost 3 inches of travel. Given that, yes, okay, you can move that out of the way, and that's as far as you can probably go, because even if you move that out of the way, it's going to hit the guard, so that'll have to be removed. But you can't get the center any closer than that. It's just not been thought about. You can see the exit of the cable, the ferrule that goes into the reader is broken. And given that you will have to remove this for all sorts of operations, that's not going to last. That's just not acceptable. And this just says it all. For crying out loud. And the concern, of course, is if you're prepared to do something like that and send out a machine and think that that's okay, my immediate thought is, what else have they thought, that'll do? And therein lies my problem. You know, what else am I going to find? The chuck is one of the worst chucks I have ever had the misfortune to use. I don't know about its accuracy, but it feels really stiff and notchy. You can feel each notch. Again, it might just be a question of taking it apart and deburring it. God, it just feels rubbish. Oh, bloody hell. Now, completely opposite to the mill, which had no lubrication. There's so much grease just running in it, you know, literally for seconds. The grease has been thrown everywhere. And when I started it up, it made that really sticky sound. There's grease being thrown everywhere. Christ, they must have used the whole tub. Again, you know, that's now I know why it was difficult to get the cover off, because the safety switch isn't in line with the tang on the cover. This belt seems really, really way too tight. That'll do the bearings no good. And the finish on that pulley is, that's not good. Yeah, a lot to look at. I think that's the speed sensor there. Clearly flinging grease at it isn't going to help. This little piece of grease here, clean grease, is what they didn't put on the gears. It was slapped all over the place. This is what I've just scraped off the inside of the cover, and it is filthy and full of metal particles. The reason it's filthy is none of the gears, nothing has been cleaned. And that, just bad practice. I mean, that will cause, this thing will work fine for a couple of months. It's not going to last. Not unless you take it apart and sort these sorts of issues. Having dirty grease in there is just going to promote wear, because it's like a grinding paste. So it's still on the crate, and I've not done exhaustive tests on it, but my initial thoughts are, shit, do I want to go through all that again? I probably will, if I'm honest, because it's here, and my concern is that, you know, I've already waited, since September I ordered it, and to get another one, it's going to be months, and there's no guarantee that it'll be any better, except that if it was ordered without the DRO, at least I wouldn't be having to fix issues associated with that. I'm going to spend the weekend, I'll take a few bits off and do a little more digging, and we'll make a decision, see what we're going to do.